everyone, this is your OG, and this is another Godforge video. Today we will be looking at the top 5 possible heroes for the Omeyocan Faction. This means these characters have not been seen or even hinted at in the game, but who knows, maybe we will see them in the game in the future. So we did some research, found some cool heroes or legends or myths that we thought could fit in a neat way. So without further ado, let's optimize. All right, so first up, we are going to tackle the givens, okay? This is what we've done for a number of the other factions. And so this is a mouthful. Hoyzil or maybe. I can't even hope to get that right, but he is the supreme god of the Aztecs, god of sun, war, human sacrifice, pretty much the highest god in the mythos, so we're putting him as a given. Possibly could see him as a boss or something like that maybe, but Hoyzil is... He was commonly associated, his name means hummingbird of the south. He has a blue body, a hummingbird helmet, shield, and obsidian sandals. So could be a cool hero to see in the game at some point. That is our first given. All right, next up we have, this is our first one. This is like Omeyocan's version of Thor. Elapa is the god of thunder, lightning, and rain. He is the son of the sun god Inti, who we may see a little bit later on down this list. He wielded a sling that causes lightning and thunder. Incans believe that he stored water in the Milky Way in a celestial jar, and when he shattered the jar with his sling, thunder would echo, lightning would flash, rain poured forth. His thunder symbolized his roaring voice. His lightning symbolized his golden club. That is both a weapon of destruction and renewal. So it looks like he could be a DPS plus have like a lifesteal feature. That could be a really cool kit. He was the primary guardian of the Incan army, and just as Sun Tzu speaks of the importance of the environment to the battle, Incans saw the weather that he controlled being most important for them to be victorious. So they would pray to him. He was the primary guardian of the army before they went out. He had sacred weapons in a sling and a club, and many rituals involved hurling gold projectiles to invoke his power. In myths, he subdued the chaotic forces like the dragon, Amaru, transforming the dragon into a mountain range. So that's our very first possible hero we could see in Godforge, Elapa. All right, next up, we have, I'm going to call him Tescat. Tescat Lapoca. Tescat is also nicknamed the Smoking Mirror, a powerful, omnipresent Aztec god of night, sorcery, destiny, conflict, and rulership. Often considered a trickster and a rival of Quick Q, Quetzalcoatl. His nickname references the obsidian mirrors used by shamans for divination and allowed him to see the thoughts, deeds, and futures. He rewarded virtue with riches and punished sinners with disease and poverty. He, like Quick Q or Quetzalcoatl, also turned into a serpent to dismember the earth monster Chipacli, and during this battle he lost his left foot. So you can see he's without a left foot. It's sometimes depicted as an obsidian mirror or as a serpent. Okay, so obviously he's not going to be your best dance partner. He doesn't have a left foot, but instead of having 2 left feet, he doesn't have a left foot. So, but he looks like he could be a pretty powerful champion. He ruled until Quick Q or Quetzalcoatl struck him down, triggering an era of jaguars that devoured humanity. Like I said, he's a bit of a trickster. Tescat turned flood survivors Tata and Nene into the first dogs by reattaching their heads to their backsides. So that's something, all right. He's an interesting character. It'd be really cool to see him in the game. He has like a skeletal figure with black and yellow stripes, sort of evoking the jaguar. As we showed, he was missing his left foot. It's either replaced with an obsidian mirror or a snake. And he usually has a chest mirror also emitting smoke. Here he's holding it. and can be shown with drums, spears, or an abalone shell on his chest there. Big Tescat here is a complex god. He embraces both creation and destruction, support and punishment, so it could make for a really cool hero in the game. But that is Tescat. All right. Next up, Next up, we have our first boss pass, okay? So this is, as you know, a boss possibility. These are the heroes of the dead, we're calling it. So you have Mick and Mick and I apologize, that was the worst pronunciation ever. But these are the Lord and Lady of Mictlan, or the underworld in this mythos, okay? So the one there on the left, the male version, we'll call him Mick. He is the god of death and darkness. He was the judge of the underworld, determines the fate of souls. And it took souls 4 years to reach him because he's in the deepest layer of Mictlan, or the underworld. He was a lever against overpopulation by keeping back the dead unless they were ritually summoned. His appearance is skeletal with blood spatters across him, eyeballs in his sockets, and a necklace of human eyes. His lady to his right here, Micti, don't have a better nickname for her yet, but watched over the bones of the deceased and preserved them for a possible rebirth. She also guided souls through the 9 perilous levels of the underworld. So this is where I thought they could be a really interesting boss possibility, is that there was 9 levels of the underworld in the Omeyocan, or the mythos of Aztec and Incans. And so she could, or both of these two could pair together to be a boss feature. And again, her appearance is also skeletal with flayed skin and a jaw that is open to swallow the stars each night. She also later became associated with La Cantrina and the Day of the Dead in Mexico. But we do also have one more add-in to this boss possibility, and that is Supay. Theo Supay, as he's also known, is the god of death in the Incan mythos. So the first two were in the Aztec mythos. So this is the god of death and the ruler of the underworld in the Incan mythos. So all falls with under Omeyocan. He's also a master of demons. His name, Supay, means shadow or soul, and he has a dual nature where he's not really evil or benevolent. Like I said, he's known as Theo Supay in mining communities, and he has similarities to the other two we mentioned, as he guides souls through the 9 layers of the underworld, just like we heard before. He's often depicted with a jaguar head, puma body, and serpent attributes, symbolizing his shape-shifting power. He was then later recast by the Spanish as Diablo, or the devil, in an effort to erase the indigenous faith. So this is our boss possibility, okay? So we have Supay and 2 underworld bosses from Aztec as well. Let me know what you think in the comments below about our boss possibility, and we will move on now to our next one. Okay. So why is the next one, or our third one, have 2 in front of you? Well, these 2 are both sun gods, one from the Incans, one from the Aztecs. Who knows? Maybe they have to battle to see which sun god makes it into the faction. But we'll start out with Inti on the left. It's the sun god for the Incans, symbolizes warmth, light, and prosperity. He is the supreme deity in the Incan mythos. His name means sun. He was represented, as many sun gods were, with a solar disk having radiating rays as his face. Gold was considered the sweat of the sun, and so that's how they depicted the rays, and that's what they thought about gold, that it was the sweat of the sun and the sweat of the gods. He is the son of the creator god Viracocha and Mama Coca, kind of like Mother Earth, and parents to the first Incan emperor and his wife in Cusco. So I love the Emperor's New Groove there in Cusco, so if you remember that Disney classic from way back. Supposedly, Inti emerged from Lake Titicaca, which is the lake that the Incans lived on in Peru, to bring light to the world. Spanish missionaries merged Inti with Jesus as a symbol of light and resurrection. Inti's sun disk is also featured on the flags of Argentina, Uruguay, and Ecuador, symbolizing liberation and their indigenous heritage. Okay, that's the left side, Inti. Now, Tonatiuh is the sun god of the Aztecs, okay, and demands daily bloody sacrifices to continue his journey across the sky. His name literally means movement of the sun, and he is associated with eagles, one of the only animals known that can look straight into the sun without blinking. He's also associated with gold and turquoise and the east, or the direction of the dawn or the rising of the sun. He was born when Nana-Huatzin jumped into a sacred fire, transforming into the sun, while Tezcatlipoca followed, becoming the moon. To prevent eternal darkness, the Aztecs offered as many as 20,000 hearts annually, with victims typically being war captives. So think Indiana Jones pulling their hearts out and offering them to their god. Also, every 52 years, all the fires that they had burning were extinguished and then relit with human sacrifices. Not exactly sure how they relit their fires with human sacrifices, but this ensured cosmic continuity, or they believe so. Tonatiuh is seen painted in red and having red hair, wearing an eagle feather headdress with eagle claws gripping human hearts. He also sports a solar disc with a protruding obsidian tongue knife. So talk about, your words can hurt. All right, so that is our, basically, Battle of the Sun Gods for Omeyocan Faction. All right, so we are going to go on to the next one. And the next one we have is a fire hero here. Chantico is the goddess of hearth, home, and volcanic fire. Her name means she who dwells in the house, reflecting her role as a guardian. So maybe she's going to be a defender or an invoker archetype, could be, with a dual nature for both nurturing and destructive forces. In her mythos, she broke a sacred fast by eating roasted fish with paprika, oh God, and was turned into a dog named Coaxolotl. And in other tales, she also morphs into a fiery dragon to defend devotees from threats. Her physical appearance is a yellow face and body with red lines marking her as a fire deity. She's also adorned with a crown of poisonous cactus spines and green warrior feathers. She wears the water fire heart symbol on her garments, and that represents cosmic conflict. Often shown or associated with chili peppers, so perhaps she could have a debuff potential such as Blaze. Montezuma apparently used her idol to curse Spanish invaders, and she ruled during the wind period in the Aztec calendar, so perhaps she could buff up during an event that runs during that time of the year. She's frequently paired with Quetzalcoatl, the god of fire and time, with whom she had 4 fire-colored kids, blue, yellow, white, and red. So that could also be a neat inclusion in, too. She was featured, actually, in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie as the guardian of Isle Escalatica. All right, so that is Chantico. Moving on, we are now going to get to our honorable mentions. And we are going to go with a couple fun mentions that I just didn't want to do without. All right, number 1, El Chupacabra, the goat sucker. This is common lore, not actually that old, in fact. The El Chupacabra is said to attack livestock and drain their blood. This comes out of reports of ranchers in Texas and Central America and South America, and even as far away as Russia, reporting that there were bite marks, two bite marks in their sheep or livestock, and they were completely empty, drained of blood, but weren't eaten. They were simply drained of their blood. More than 1,000 animal deaths has been attributed to this creature, and depictions of it vary. It started out kind of like alien lizard, 3 feet tall, kangaroo-like legs, glowing red eyes. It's said to have spikes or quills along its back with a leathery, like gray or green skin, and it smells a lot like sulfur from accounts people have given. Other accounts more recently also have it looking more canine in nature, and many times animals that have been caught that they think are El Chupacabras are are in fact coyotes with mange that lose all their hair, and the bite marks have aligned with a lot of times coyote bite marks, where the animal bled out. That's why they didn't have blood. But El Chupacabra could still be a fun character, so it's an honorable mention here. And then next to it, Alebrijes. If you watch the Disney movie Coco, they featured Alebrijes, these brightly colored animal spirit guides. So they were created by a papier-mâché artist, Pedro Linares. He fell ill and hallucinated while he was sick. He saw all these fantastical creatures, and they were all chanting Alebrijes, Alebrijes, which was a nonsense word. He didn't have any meaning to him. After recovering, he began to make some of these creatures with his papier-mâché, and like I said, you could see him in the Disney movie Coco. All right, so those are our honorable mentions. And now we are going to get to our number 5. This is Soshi Pili, the goddess of summer arts and hallucinogenic plants. Her name means flower child, so we might have a hippie here, like your OG, and she's also associated with writing, painting, and the arts. Symbols seen alongside her obviously include flowers and butterflies, a feathered headdress, Oyu Holly. It's a teardrop-shaped mother-of-pearl pendant that she wore for spiritual protection, so you can see it there underneath her name. And she is commonly associated with psilocybin mushrooms and other healing plants. Her flowers are seen during Dia de los Muertos, and she is associated with the beauty found in the world. All right, folks, well, this is going to wrap us up for today. These are some figures from Central American mythos that we think would be cool to see and have it come into Godforge at some point. If you think we missed one or you liked some of the ones we chose, drop a comment below. Hit the like button and subscribe, as there'll be much more to come. Thanks for staying with us until the end. Take care of yourself, and remember, play smarter.